Ouija boards. There is much debate whether or not they actually work. On one hand, people are convinced that it's just a big hoax, like how can a piece of cardboard summon spirits? But on the other hand, there are a bunch of scary stories from people who have messed around with the board. No matter what you believe in, I'm gonna tell you the hazards of playing with this toy. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary reasons you shouldn't mess with an Ouija board, part 2. Now this is part 2 because there are tons of reasons why you shouldn't play with one, so make sure to check out part 1 as well. Starting off this countdown, we have the apparitions. Do not use this board unless you want to see ghosts or apparitions. You're gonna be like the kid in The Sixth Sense when you see dead people. You are quite literally welcoming any sort of spirit into your house. Who knows their intentions? They could be evil. In this next case, the spirit was. So according to the story, a bunch of teen girls were playing with a Ouija board at a sleepover. Things slowly started to get scary. They heard footsteps from above them when they were on the top floor, and the door would swing open on its own. But that wasn't the creepiest part. At around 4 or 5 a.m., the girls woke up and saw a black figure walking up and down the hallway. One girl screamed and the figure lunged right at her. So, unless you feel like getting attacked and seeing some ghosts, don't use this board. In our 9th spot, we have the personal experience. That's right, I'm going to be sharing with you one of my personal experiences using an Ouija board. So this was back when I was in grade 8. My friend got me an Ouija board as a gift for my birthday. I guess she wanted to get me cursed or something. Then as a joke, me, her, and my other friend took the board into a closet in my basement and decided to fool around with it. Now, in this closet there is this old, creepy, mirrored wardrobe. This thing is ancient, like the mirror is all cracked and scratched internally. But we thought it'd be a good idea to sit in front of the mirror to call upon spirits. Now, my friend was trying to contact the spirit of her aunt Nora. Nothing was happening for a while, but that's when I looked in the mirror. So behind me were 2 boxes stacked up, and on top of that was a ski helmet. In the mirror, I saw that the helmet above me was slowly rocking back and forth. I then proceeded to say, "Hey guys, look," but before I could finish the sentence, the helmet flew off the box and hit me on the head, and we were all terrified. Now, we were also stupid because we never said goodbye to the spirit or whatever, to the board, so who knows what's still lurking in my basement. After that experience, I gave that board away. True story. Creepy. In our 8th spot, we have the revenge. Like I mentioned previously, you are taking a gamble when you use one of these boards. You really don't know who you're going to contact. You could quite literally summon a demon that wants to harm you. Now, here's the thing. You have to be super careful when using the board because you don't want to risk angering a spirit. If you do, then the spirit can get revenge on you, as demonstrated by this next story. So one night a group of friends were using an Ouija board. One of the skeptical friends kept dissing the board and calling it BS. Well, whatever they summoned got mad at him. The lights in the room started to flicker before turning completely off. When the lights turned back on, the friend had a huge red burning scratch mark down his arm. Told ya, don't mess around with spirits. Coming in at number 7, we have the evidence. Here's another story to deter you from ever using the board, unless you want to run into real life dead bodies. So this story was posted on Reddit by the user The Tree Man. One day he was using an Ouija board with his mom. When they were using the board, it spelt out the name George. Well, apparently his mom's friend George had been missing for a month or so. When she asked the board where he was, the board said in a lake. Well, 2 weeks later, they found George's body. Apparently he got hit by a car on a bridge and ended up in the lake below. Very sad and also very scary. Coming in at number 6, we have the true story. So here is another true story that should scare you away from this deadly board if you aren't scared already. So according to this woman, she would often play with an Ouija board in her dorm room. During one occasion, she asked the board who she was going to marry, and it responded with her current husband's initials. His initials are RAW for Robert Allen Whitty. That's pretty creepy, but that's not the scary part. While playing with the board one night, she accidentally let in a demon that terrorized her for months. It all started off with innocent stuff. She would hear footsteps or doors would open and close on their own. Eventually, the paranormal activity picked up. Books would fly off shelves and hit her. Plates would fall out of cupboards and smash to the floor. And at one point, she was pushed against a wall by a dark force. So, if you thought your roommate was bad, try rooming with an angry ghost for months. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the night terrors. There are several stories about people getting really bad night terrors after playing with an Ouija board. These dreams were typically about their greatest fears. Whatever you're afraid of, the spirits will use this against you to taunt you and torture you in your sleep. In the middle of the night, these individuals would jolt awake, their heart pounding, sweating profusely, and worst of all, hearing voices. One girl said that she felt like someone was whispering into her ear. So, say goodbye to ever getting a good night's sleep again. In our 4th spot, we have the foolish behavior. If you do play with an Ouija board, it's said to never use it alone. It makes you way too vulnerable. But there's one big problem about playing the board with a big group. Maybe not all of the participants are going to take it seriously. You'll probably have at least one individual who will fool around. And guess what? That puts you all at risk. Maybe the person will joke around and invite the spirit to possess them or say something stupid that will anger the spirit. And then, well, it will end badly for all of you. Making our way down the list at number 3, we have the returning board. So let's say you did make the grave mistake to play with the board. You could just get rid of it and all your problems would go away, right? Wrong. There have been multiple stories of people getting rid of the board only for it to find its way back to them. The nightmare never goes away. I don't even know how that's possible, like the boards don't have legs. But it has happened. One person said it happened to her aunt. She said that her aunt was playing with the board with her friends. After they were done, she tossed it in her closet. The next day when she got home, the board was on her bed. This continued for days. She would put the board away and the next day it would be back on her bed. She eventually threw the board into a nearby river. But you guessed it, the board still came back. In our 2nd spot, we have the burning. So let's say you do want to get rid of the board after it comes back. Whatever you do not burn it. It is said that that's one of the most dangerous things for anyone to do. By burning the board, you are releasing all of the spirits from the board. These spirits then have free roam in our world. Burning also releases all of the negative energy that has been contained in the board. This is said to bring extreme bad luck. There have been accounts of people's houses burning down after doing so. Also, it's not good for the environment, so let's not burn these boards, please. And in our number 1 spot, we have the questions. So, like I mentioned in my last video, Ouija boards have a strict set of rules that you have to follow. If you don't, you put yourself and the other players at risk. Now, one rule that's really important is to never ask certain questions. You are never supposed to ask the board when you're going to die. Why? Well, for starters, maybe the entity is uncomfortable discussing death, and then you've just upset them. Or maybe they will try and manipulate you with this date and make you fear for your life. Lastly, you could create a self-fulfilling prophecy and die on the date or the way the board told you. There's a popular story of a guy who asked this question. The board responded with 11. He asked, 11 years? The board began to spell out minutes. The guy got really angry and flipped the board. He died that night in a car accident. So I hope this list will make you think twice before ever playing with this board. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shout out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from my video, top 10 creepy drawings from kids. Hans Ruhlman commented, I'm early. Hi Early, I'm Lindsay. Yeah, just a little dad joke for you. I know it's bad. I hate when my dad does that. Hi Hungry, I'm Dad. He's probably laughing when he watches this too. Juliet Rose commented, the demons do be liking kids. I know, they always target kids. I don't know why, maybe because they're more susceptible? They're like little, they're young, they're innocent, more vulnerable, I don't know. Bench Creations commented, hey Lindsay, I'll see you when I see ya. Not really, as I'm not traveling to Canada anytime soon. Wow, that's a really interesting way to spell my name. I kinda dig it though. Like Lindsay, I don't know, I kinda like it. Maybe I'll change my name. No, I'm just kidding. And that's all the comments I'm showing out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you.